Peter Obi's supporter who rejected appointment from Delta State Governor gets 1.9 million naira. I'm sure he didn't trust that job and he didn't trust the intention for that job. That is why he rejected standing for the truth, irrespective of whether he had money or not, whether he was jobless or not. Good omen, good character, and this is what we want to be seeing. He rejected an appointment he would have used to brag as an SA to a governor and a vice presidential candidate. So that appointment would have made him an SA to the current governor of Delta State, who is eventually hoping to be the vice president of Nigeria if Atiku wins. A supporter of Peter Obi, Josiah Omenuwoma, has been rewarded after rejecting an appointment as special assistant to Delta State Governor, His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, on youth mobilization, even though jobless. Omenuwoma refused to accept the appointment because he wanted to campaign for Obi to win the presidential election in 2023. He believed the Labour Party presidential candidate can turn the country around. Following his resolve, a group of professionals from Isoko decided to reward him by sending him 1.9 million, which is the total sum he would have earned as a salary working as an SA to the Delta State Governor. Read the statement as posted by journalist Fejiro Oliver wrote. Courage breeds money. Can you all remember the Isoko youth who rejected SA position from Governor Ifeanyi Okowa? In case you don't, or do not know the story, attached are the appointment letter and his rejection letter. A group of physical professionals abroad have donated 1.9 million naira and sent to him for the act. The same amount is what Okowa would have paid him for the 10 months if he had accepted it. A group of physical professionals reward Josiah Omenuwoma with 1.9 million naira for his rare act of standing by his convictions in the face of the allure of appointment and filthy lucre. 1. We are a group of physical professionals spread all over the world, in Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom, and in Nigeria, who are pained by the anguish and agony that leadership failure at various tiers of government is afflicting on our people back home in Isoko. 2. We are also pained that in recent times, the Isoko man, who was once known for standing firm by his convictions even in the face of hunger and death, is now known in the political circles as people who can easily be bought over by appointments or other pecuniary considerations. 3. The implication of this is that people in government no longer take the average Isoko man seriously because of the belief that on the eve of election, various forms of carrots can be dangled in our faces, and the average Isoko politician will forget the many years of abandonment of the Isoko nation by those in government and grasp those carrots, which most times turns out to be Greek gifts. We are further alarmed that this trend of being incapable to stand firm for one's conviction is fast dripping down from our established political leader into the youths to the extent that once a political appointment is dangled in the face, they abandon all the values, ideals, and principles that they have been known for. 5. It is in the light of this that we, a small group of physical professionals all over the world, have come together to reward you, Mr. Josiah Omenuwoma, with a sum of 1,900,000 naira only, being almost the total sum after tax you would have received for the 10 months you would have served in the Delta State government. 6. We recall that Mr. Josiah Omenuwoma, a graduate of Science Laboratory Technology from the University of Benin since 2016, who has remained without any meaningful employment as a result of the leadership failure back home, recently decided to take his destiny into his hands by joining the growing movement of an army of youths known as the Obidient to ensure that come 2023, bad government is voted out and a new order is enthroned, seeing the energy, verve, and vigor with which Mr. Josiah Obi'S is pushing the Obidient movement in Isoko in particular. The Okowa-led Delta State government decided to dangle the carrot of an appointment as special assistant on youth matters in his face, ostensibly to put out the Obidient fire that is ravaging everywhere in Isoko land. A clear case of smite the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. However, despite the monetary value of almost 2 million naira after tax attached to the appointment, Mr. Josiah Obi'S rejected the offer and has since continued to wax strong and has since continued to wax stronger in the Obidient movement, which symbolically represents real pensionable and profitable jobs for our teeming army of graduates, as opposed to the current order of turning graduates into indolent people whose offices is only on the social media to defend the misgovernance of these paymasters. Number 7, Mr. Obi'S, we are paying you in lump sum all the money that could have been yours take home in 10 months had you accepted the offer from the Delta State government to abandon your convictions. We are doing this to encourage more youths to stand firm by their convictions and know that life does not begin and end in government. There is life outside government, and if our governments are living up to their mandates, not everyone has to be in government to have the right to live a decent life. We encourage you and other Isoko youths to continue to stand firm by your convictions with the hope that in our lifetime, Nigeria and indeed Isoko will witness good governance where graduates will graduate from school into meaningful and rewarding employment. This is not too much to hope for. God bless the Isoko nation. So this is a very good gesture that someone was asked to take up a job, and like I said initially, probably with an intent to quench the Obidient movement in his area, which is Isoko area. But knowing what he was going for, irrespective of him not having a meaningful job, decided not to accept that job because he had a conviction that it was just a bait in a hook to hook him down and then quench the fire of obedience in the Isoko land. And the ability, the willpower to reject such appointment has given him a global recognition and has also given him a reward. And so I personally love the gesture of these Isoko youths across the world that actually put that together, Isoko professionals, that actually put that together to reward that man or that boy for being a very good representative of the Isoko values. And I love that. And if all of us, because this is similar to vote buying, this is similar to bribing people to buy their conscience. This is similar to giving electorate 5,000 naira during election day to sell their conscience. If all of us can actually stand our position and refuse to be bought over and refuse to sell our values and then vote for the right person we think is right with good reasons in our mind, I tell you Nigeria will be a better place today. Because the people in government have been using this bait as a tool over the years. Vote buying, election buying, buying people to speak for them all the time. And then they only know you when they're about to be voted in, when they are campaigning, when they're asking for your vote. And immediately they finish election and they win and they get into the office, they forget everybody. They forget everybody. They forget everybody. It's been reoccurring. And I'm still surprised that even in today's presence, people are still ready to fall into that antics. To be very, very unfortunate. To be very, very unfortunate. Somebody's writing here This is the exact reason why I want Obidient to take over the presidency, to put smile on the faces of Nigerians within the shortest possible time. Yeah, so this guy has represented himself, represented his tribe, the Isoko, and represented the Obedience very well, and hence this level of recognition. And somebody is wishing him peace. He says, peace be unto you. And your generation is blessed. Another person is having a contrary view, saying, poverty brain. He should have collected the appointment and claimed everything because it is our stolen money. But it doesn't go like that all the time. So if he had collected that, then he would have had the willpower and the clear conscience to say what is wrong and to say what is right. So in order not to sell his conscience, he rejected it, and that was the best decision, not collecting first. Sometimes you collect first and you find out the hook will be too big in your throat to vomit after swallowing it. So it's better not to even accept it or swallow it at all. And that is exactly what this guy did. That's exactly what this guy did. So somebody is also saying that you don't know that the only way one can make way and prosper in life is decision to stand on the right way despite the challenges. Now, have you seen how his firmness has earned him money equivalent to what he would have gotten, and he will not be celebrated? So far, many good things are on his way. His future is more brighter now than before, and by the time Obedience becomes president, he will surely be among the cabinet, because he is the kind of people who I believe that can change the situation of things here in Nigeria if given opportunity to work with a visionary leader like Obi. Yeah, so just like I was saying, people having the willpower to stand on what is right and on their conviction is what makes the difference. And this guy has actually displayed that. This guy has displayed that very well, and he's recognized for it. So these are a few of the comments. There are so many comments here, time will not permit me to go through all of them. Thank you for listening, and see some value in this young man's decision not to accept what he saw as a bait and not an actual blessing. Thank you for listening. Leave a comment down below.